Okay, that's enough of that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first official milestone. Apparently, episode 20 didn't count.
Hey, we made it!
50
The 50!
episodes! Yeah! We're still not being paid for this shit.
And probably never will. Now, what's this about the odd one out?
I don't know.
Okay. I was curious, but whatever.
We don't know where and when the next E3 is. We don't really cover that stuff.
I mean, we will cover the games that release, but we're not going to cover the events or...
E3 is a reporter-based convention. It's for people who cover games. It's not for the actual games.
It's a big marketing thing of look at to the share investors. Look how much money we'll make. So invest in our company. Look, we're suckering these morons, and then it comes out it's like shit.
Yeah. Also, thank you, LT. All of the backgrounds are going to be changing and updating with the new models. So if your character model if you've decided to change it, you need to let me know.
Yes, and then we will.
Well, what?
I said, fucking hell, I am tired.
Yeah. I'm still sipping on my coffee. In fact, this is my first sip of coffee of the day.
And that was something... Give me 1 second.
Yeah. But yeah, 50 episodes. Oh, have fun, Caden. Have fun. VidCon's a lot of fun, from what I've heard. I've actually never been to a convention before. Yet we have one, right down the hill from us every year. But it's... but it's, quite literally a Tumblr convention in a hotel. You're welcome, LT. Yeah, well, I still need to update all the backgrounds, both the holiday ones and the regular ones. Well, who knows? It might actually come around Texas.
Alright, and I'm back. What'd I miss?
Sorry. Caden's planning to go to VidCon if it ever gets to Texas.
Okay, that's good, that's good. We'll have another inside man for it. Yes, we have a small network of people who we send to conventions secretly.
We have a mole.
Yes.
Is this little bump on my nose? It's a mole.
The Warframe cleaning drone as our source with a little microphone attached.
So we were doing that update, we were going through that update in that certain boss fight, and I look over and Snow is T-posing on top of the little drone, just going across my screen.
Oh, something like that happened. I actually went through the event, and as I was shooting and fighting, I was moving away from a fight. I was like, what the hell's going on? What's happening? I look down, and I'm standing on the drone, and it's taking me away.
I must clean this thing, but I must get it away first. Yeah, the boss fight is amazing. We're going to be covering that. It's going to be weird, but we're going to attempt to push the Warframe stuff for an hour later, because we have somebody who's hoping to join us for the Warframe talk, but they need us to give them an hour before they can join.
So instead, let's talk about some of the... Well, actually, I think today we should do kind of a casual sort of thing, not be wholly dependent of the
list.
The list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I will have the list up so you guys can at least see what the topics are today.
Agreed.
Yeah. It just covers up your head crab.
Exactly. That horrible, horrible thing. No, I'm kidding. But
I couldn't think of anything to give to you.
It's fine. It's fine. it's fine. But yeah, speaking of, I actually, when I logged into Warframe today, I saw that message
Hmm.
DE sent 6 years and 25 updates later, and we're still going strong. That is impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's so hard to imagine Warframe being the way it is now, considering how it was in the beginning. Oh my god, that was a different time.
I still look back at that image of Mag's arm twisting behind her head.
Yes, I think back to all the like very. I don't want to say cheap, but very like
Kind of like the old maps and all that, and how they were so simplistic to the point of blech.
that's it. And but there was a sort of charm to it because it kind of gave the maps this sense of like, oh, this location is like this because of the Grenier, and this location is like this because Corpus. I enjoyed it. It was kind of it was all right. Now we've got like the Gas City rework and uh, the open world, and it's like, oh wow, this is crazy. Give it a bit. Soon, Warframe will be like Skyrim.
Oh, good gods.
Insert that meme here.
Which one?
The finally awake one that suddenly just shot in popularity
I don't know.
for some weird reason. Like for some weird reason that's become it's the introduction to the game, and for some weird
Oh,
reason,
that. Okay.
yeah, and for some weird reason that's suddenly grown in popularity, and I don't know why.
Uh, I was watching like a Captain Sparkles video, and
Mhm.
it's one of those gifs that is so perfectly looped, you just can't help but sit there and watch it. Like it's perfect. And it's a guy like falling down a hole, going through the Minecraft updates as they came out. By the way, Minecraft has reached 10 years old.
Oh
Like they're
wow!
having their anniversary. Uh, I am floored. Like I remember when that game first came out, it was amazing. It's still amazing to this day.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
But to see all the people who have like enjoyed Minecraft for 10 years, it's both hilarious to see some of the stupid things they do and like some of the things that they forget, but it's also amazing to see how much work they put into it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that kind of goes into what I was.
Minecraft Earth. Oh my gosh. So they're releasing something. You remember those little phone stunts that they would do, like companies would do, where you could find or see something from a game in real life through your phone?
Mhm.
That's what they're doing with Minecraft now.
Oh, cool. And that's
I'm good. I am so excited to see all the memes of creepers being someplace they shouldn't.
one's just behind the Starbucks. It's not even like blowing anything up. It's just sitting there.
Starbucks.
Yes.
Be a shame if something
Yeah.
were to happen to it.
Exactly. It's just leaning over the counter.
I was thinking about the Cast Minecraft series all day.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of which, like, they. It's been like, what, almost 10 years since Yogscast has been a thing?
Give or take, they were actually around before Minecraft, but they were doing like World of Warcraft stuff.
Oh,
Like
I don't.
they were
Yeah.
doing I guess you say they were tutorials. They were showing people how you're supposed to fight certain bosses. Then they started doing their little podcast, which then very quickly evolved into Shadow of Israfel.
Which then just kind of died.
It just exploded.
Yeah. Well, again, that's not surprising considering that, the Yogscast, like, for fuck's sake, look at Simon. He's a fucking Bronzebeard.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they played WoW.
Uh, I still love the Cast. Like they had a moment, I think like a year or two, where everything felt very cold, and now it's gotten warm again.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm not. I don't want to be cynical or evil or anything, but like, I feel like they've been in a decline for a while. Now they're just kind of they're like plateaued right now. They're not bad, but they're not that good as they used to be. They're just kind of like stable for a bit.
They dipped a little bit, and then they found purchase, and they've just been staying on that purchase.
Yeah, like the age of the Yogscast dominating everything on YouTube, it's kind of like come and gone, unfortunately. I mean, now it's like Vanos and his crew doing shit, and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon, really.
Well, unfortunately, their time has actually stopped, because they've all split up. Like, they still do stuff together time to time, but now, like, a lot of them have branched off. Like, good gods, Wildcat is a Fortnite channel. Delirious
God.
became a Fortnite channel for a short time. Like, he still plays it, and so does basically I Do Work. But for the most part, everybody's branched off. They're doing their own things. If they play a game together, great. For the most part, it's just going to be something dumb, and it really doesn't feel like the old stuff.
Well, here's the thing I want to say. Like, the thing is that they were all, they all did their own separate things for a while before. Then they kind of linked up, and now they're just kind of branching off again. Yeah. But I don't want to start drama. I'm not someone who has like a bunch of string attached to everything.
Famous.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I was getting at. The fact that I'm not putting like string theories or like Alex Jonesing it,
Yeah.
What I think is that, but what Minilad mentioned or what he said, I think a while ago, about them not playing together, kind of had an interesting connotation to it. Because the way he said it, the way he kind of like mentioned it and then quickly moved on, kind of implies that there was a falling out, at least not publicly, or not like explosive, but more like, I'm not having fun with you, you're not having fun with it, yada, yada, yada. That's what it kind of feels like, at least in terms of like how it happened. And when you really look at Vanos and like the others who play around him, I get this nostalgia critic vibe from him, and not in the good way. I mean more like he's the main character, and he kind of brings everybody else to like the sidekick level. Not to say that doesn't work. It's just after a while, someone who's kind of put in that role for a good while kind of like gets this like, hey, I'm more than the sidekick. You get it, what I mean. More or less. Hold on. Let me check the chat. Yeah, Minilad becoming famous. Lou is still in Enigma wherever he joins nowadays. Yeah, that's the thing about Louis. He is just peculiar, to say the least. Like, he appears and then disappears just as quickly as he arrives.
Yeah. Like, most people only know him for the voice he does, which is still a little creepy.
The child voice that is so like, please stop.
Oh god, like my favorite video from their group, there's a mix of videos that I really, really like. One of them is when they're all toys and they're trying to save Minilad from the top of the door. I love that one so much. But I also like the one where they're like in school doing show and tell. And like Nogla's in the back with his arm raised the entire freaking time.
And he says nothing except, But that's the thing. Like, Nogla is kind of... Here's the weird thing. Like, I've noticed the formula amongst the group, more or less. Vanos is the center. He's the thing that drives the quote-unquote episode plot forward. Kind of comes up with the ideas. Wildcat is more like the straight man trying to do shit and is constantly being interrupted by the rest of the idiots. Minilad, Terrorizer, Louis, Nogla, and I Do Work. Everybody else, they're kind of like... Enmu, exactly. All of them are just kind of... I don't want to say stuntmen, but they're the force, the thing that brings the comedy in big time, especially with like individuals like Minilad, Nogla. These two, somehow, even Terrorizer, but mostly when he's the butt of the joke. But that's the thing about these two. I don't know what it is about them. It could be Nogla's occasional failure, and Delirious as well, I suppose, amongst these three. he and Delirious have this failure of English, which I suppose brings it to the comedy, but also the fact that they are extremely easy to trick.
Oh gosh. Personally, of the groups, I like watching Mini Lad, and I really like watching Delirious.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I kind of enjoy the group, even together and separately. I find they still bring that source of humor into whatever they do. They always manage to put a smile on my face, no matter what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that the time of the Vanos crew, I suppose, has kind of like it's waning since like a lot of the group just kind of do their own thing or have moved on from the group. And I don't mean like moved on as in like
Yeah.
it's not like the Backstreet Boys where the band just breaks up.
No.
But
There was like, I was looking through Twitter, and
Mhm.
like one of them like commented like, I really miss the good old days, and then like another one of them responded, yeah, it was great to have a group when we all had working schedules.
Mm, that's kind of the other problem too.
Like
Like, I,
like a good portion of them are not even in the USA.
of course, like fucking Nogla,
And
Nogla
Terrorizer.
is. Yeah, these two are off in fucking Ireland. Of course, they're gonna have the worst scheduling ever.
Cartoons, I forgot. Yeah, Cartoons is another good one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But out of these groups, they've kind of when they do their own thing as well, they also create micro groups within themselves. Again, the
Yeah.
perfect example is when you think Delirious, the immediate thought is he'll always bring on cartoons with whatever he's doing, and
Yeah,
the two have a
like
great
with
dynamic.
Delirious has his own little mini group. It's sometimes it has Ohm. Uh he'll have cartoons, he'll have Gorillafint, which is another good one, and Dead Squirrel. Dead
Yeah,
Squirrel has to be like the most interesting one in my opinion. This because that was just so left field.
exactly. But that's the thing. They all create these micro groups, and
Yeah.
then you got Mini Lad, who's become somewhat. I want to say like the second market player, even, and mostly because the guy isn't. He's silly by nature, but he's also a good person too. Like every what
Uh
is it? God.
Mini Lad has also like kind of become the replicated Captain Sparkles. Like he does actually get like some haters that call him like the clone Captain Sparkles, but he's really not. Uh, he's
He does
doing
his own thing.
music. He's still doing games. He's doing Reddit reactions, but his own little mini group is with Pro Syndicate, aka Tom, and Captain Sparkles. Sometimes Markiplier, if he's lucky, and Marcel chilled scene inners. But mostly like
And
But it's mostly Captain Sparkles because they do like vlogs and stuff.
yeah, but that's the thing. Mini what?
Mini.
No. Mini Lad, he brings his own thing to the table, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. The reference I meant with Mark is that he's also a good person at heart. Like he's genuinely a good guy. Again, the thirst challenge. He does that every year, and I'm like, holy shit, man! You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I see Mini Lad, and my immediate thought is my hope in humanity is restored, and then I will immediately go to any
Oh
other like
god, it's like
dumbass video.
the reaction of when he got hit by the car though.
Oh yeah, everyone was just like, no.
Um, he had a vlog quite some time ago where he was moving to Oregon, so he's actually not very far from where I'm at because it's like 3 hours away.
Oh, cool.
Actually, no. To get to Oregon proper, it's like an hour away from where I'm at. But then, like to
Okay.
Portland, it's like 3 hours. Anyway,
Wait.
hmm?
Something just came up. You say your thing, and then I'll bring up my little tidbit about Oregon in a bit.
Yeah. By the way, I sometimes forget that Oregon even exists.
Everybody does.
Like when I think of California, I think it has stretched to actually touch Washington. Then I go, oh, wait a minute, no, there's something right there in the middle. It's Oregon, isn't it? Anyway, he had a vlog where he talked about the car crash, the car that smacked him, and the fact that he was moving out of LA because he didn't like it. He's a country person. He's lived in so many different other places, and it's always been out in the country. So he's...
Oh, yeah.
California consumes Oregon. Just... slurp. Thank you, Snow. With the way the states are shaped, it's like a worm. Washington's next. I hope not. I really hope not. But he was talking about it, and no, we're not bringing Fallout into this.
Fallout.
It's the new California Republic.
Oh god, no. Someone actually attempted to do that. Like,
No.
actually bring in a new republic thing somewhere. I forget where it was. But I remember a state was trying to split into two separate chunks recently. And someone actually made a Fallout joke about it.
I think it really was California.
If it was... it was...
Let's be honest, like, with the way things are going in California, I would not be surprised. I honestly wouldn't.
We are the official
Anyway.
NCR.
He talked about the car crash, and he talked about the problems he had with California and LA. Like, because when you first go there, your first thought is, I'm going to meet so many superstars just out in the streets, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be big and successful. No. LA is a working town. People do not give a shit if you're crossing the street and they hit you. They gotta be somewhere. They're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
No, LT, I would rather throw a nuke at Alabama.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, did you hear what the bullshit Alabama has pulled in, like, children's cartoons?
Well, what'd they do?
So, you know the show Arthur?
Yeah.
It's still going. They had an episode where their teacher was getting married to another dude.
Okay.
Like, this is the thing. Gay culture is, like, so repressed in TV shows. Like, if there's a gay person, they're gonna be the one that's killed. Like, right off the bat. They're gonna be murdered, and brutally. If it's a cartoon, they can't show it. Like, they're not allowed. Even Steven Universe was on, like, a very thin line. They had a wedding and all, but that's just because the creator of Steven Universe pointed out these characters technically don't have a gender, and, like, from a distance you can't really tell. So that made it okay. Plus, it was on Cartoon Network. But, like, Arthur has always been a show that educates. It educates you, like, how to deal with certain things. Like, they even had an episode on how to deal with a disaster similar to 9/11, but it was a fire at the school. And, like, people have pointed out that the big bully, Binky, the really big guy, he has nightmares to this day because of that fire, but he doesn't want people to know about it. Arthur fears for his dad, etc., etc. But it educates you on how to handle things. And Alabama, being the piece of shit it is right now, did not allow that one episode where Mr. Ratburn gets married to another guy that he actually really cares about to air on TV.
Okay.
So every other state got to see a beautiful wedding and seeing how the kids would react to this thing, actually educate on how to actually handle this. It's all normal. It's all perfectly fine. Their dancing sucks, by the way.
Their dancing sucks.
Yeah, that's the only reaction. That's the only negative reaction that the kids have. The dancing. Other than that, it's perfectly fine, and they're okay with it. But Alabama just prevented that episode from ever airing on their TVs, their TV waves, airwaves, TV waves, whatever.
Station.
Their stations, yeah. They would not allow it. Basically, in any state that has that kind of mindset, I would happily nuke. Happily nuke.
I'm indifferent.
This would also mean that I'd be nuking my dad's state.
Oh no.
Goodbye, Arkansas. Thank you for
Arkansas.
almost giving me the opportunity to go to college, except you're fiercely Christian. I would
Arkansas.
I had a legacy scholarship to John Brown University. It's a beautiful university. My dad went, my grandpa went. It's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but you have one forced requirement: you have to go to church on Sundays.
And
So
there's Bill. Hey, Bill.
yeah. Bill, like, did California try to split in half? Please confirm this.
Yes,
You
please
live in
tell us.
California. Did it try and split? We must
Please, that would
confirm
be
this.
quite fun.
Including parts
That would
of...
be
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. Which is odd, because, like, a good portion of California has been, like, the butt of the gay joke.
Yeah. I just thought that was New Jersey. No, I'm kidding.
There was a show on Comedy Central, I think it's still around, called Daniel Tosh. And every time there was, like, a gay joke, it was centered in California. Like, they followed a quadruple rainbow. It was coming out of a gay dude's ass.
Oh, wait. So I need to say this about. Oh God, I've actually forgotten the state we were just talking about. What was it? Oregon. That's it, Oregon.
Yeah.
And that was what was that?
This thing working?
Hello.
Oh, it's Bill. Yes.
Hi, Bill.
I figured I'd do one better just to come on and explain it rather than type it for you.
Okay, sure. Shoot.
First off, for the episode of Arthur, I'm going to keep my own opinion quiet on that one. But there were a lot of folks not happy, including California.
Mm-hmm.
Religion or politics wasn't a huge factor on that. They're just not happy with how it was presented to some of the kids. That's what I read. That's as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as California splitting, has not happened, but a lot of folks are pushing for it for multiple different reasons, and it's not a good idea because there's just so many factors that folks overlook.
Yeah.
I say do it just to see.
Just to see what happens.
It becomes literal fallout. People just trading in bottle caps and everything.
California ain't that far removed from it already.
Oh, good. It comes sooner.
I'm biting my tongue to not get super political on this because there's just so much. I honestly, if I can leave, I would gladly do so. But there's
Move
so
to
many
Washington.
things that I can't leave. Say what?
Move to Washington.
I'm debating on that one or other places because it's like there's so many places to choose from, but at the same time, so many of the same issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, so go on.
And I'm really biting my tongue to not get super political because it's been eating me up inside like, ugh!
Okay. Well, I need to. I've been trying to say this like little joke for a bit,
Go
but
for it. Go for it.
So I was watching some a blooper reel of a show I kind of watch online called No Evil. You guys seen it?
No.
It's a completely animated thing by someone. Like it's not some corporate shit. No. It's completely made by someone here, completely herself, all that stuff. Very interesting. Takes a lot of native culture and presents it in a very interesting light. In fact, one of the characters flat out reminds me of Bill. Like, it is scary to see this anthropomorphized, like, I think it's a bobcat? I ain't sure. Anyways, point is, his voice actor was talking about taking a trip to Oregon, going up to the mountains, stepping out of his car and saying, "My God, it smells like cake up here." And my immediate thought is, this is how Oregon is taking over. It's smelling of cake to draw people in.
I bet it's voodoo donuts.
No, the quote unquote director, who also voices one of her characters, they said no, there's just a field of cupcakes somewhere up there in the mountains, and then another friend said, yeah, just an evil witch up there and says, "I shall create a field of cake poppies, and they shall be forever doomed by the cake poppies. They will want cake, but they will never get it."
Hansel and Gretel.
No, they actually made a joke and said, "This sounds like something the Wicked Witch."
Wicked Witch of the West would do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Sounds more
because
like
there's those
what they're doing in
poppies outside of the
California.
city. I'm sorry, what?
I was saying it sounds like kind of what they're doing in California, trying to attract people.
By planting cake.
Well, that among other things, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I want to see that now. Just giant cake trees everywhere.
It's like Dave Chappelle's joke about the amazing car. It's like, ooh, okay, gotcha, bitch.
Exactly. Oh man, no, and you plant it in California, and like you plant one of them in California, and it just grows rainbow cake.
Rainbow cupcakes.
Like all the others are fine, and it's just now rainbows.
Not put it past California to try something like that. That's all I'm going to say.
We've already confirmed that Oregon has
Oregon what?
cake field.
Oh.
Hold on, make it. We've confirmed it has a cake field up there in the mountains. Where else do these confectionery plants come from?
The only thing is, I think Oregon might kill itself before anybody has a chance to absorb it into California. Case in point, pumping gas themselves.
Oh,
That
God,
was
you
the
wanna talk
biggest
about that.
crazy thing ever. They didn't know how.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't doubt it.
California's doing one better by raising the cost of nearly $4 a gallon now.
See, this is why I don't. This is why I don't drive people. This is why I take the bus.
Why do you
Somebody
think I
else's
use a
problem.
bicycle?
Why do you think I walk? We're all doing different things that are so much better than driving. You're on the bus, he's on the bike, I walk. The shortest person here walks.
I used to walk before I got my bike.
Hold on, I'm just gonna look something up real quick. Hold on. That's it, Betsy Lee. That's her name. That's the person who made the No Evil series. In fact, I will link her to you just so you can check it out because I think you're actually gonna like it a lot. The animation is not that bad.
Oh my god, $5 a gallon? LT.
No, they-
Oh no.
In some parts of the states is getting there, yeah. Down in Death Valley area, there was talk of it. Some are saying it's not real, but I don't know. It's getting pretty close.
No, the $9 a gallon. That is a nightmare.
Considering California and considering the costs and prices and taxes we have to pay just to breathe the air.
Soon. Look at that. We're dropping the colony. Oh, for a fact.
I like seeing posts about California thinking up solutions for some of their problems, and these solutions are actually a lot worse. Like when there was there was the drought. Like I don't know if the drought's still going. Probably still is.
It's always going on.
Yeah, their bright idea was to drop black colored orbs into their reservoir.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they don't want to build the reservoirs and storage we actually need and have been demanding for the past 20 years.
Like,
Place is destroying
I also
itself.
like a lot of people's response is like, use ocean water, work with it.
You want to know the problem with the ocean water is all that rainwater we're supposed to be storing is being flushed into the bay and into the ocean.
Oh, that's hilarious. You're all stupid.
That was voted against, but it was still done.
Like I said, this is why Operation British 2.0. We're dropping it right on California. On Australia this time.
You know,
You first.
I actually would love to see California become the new Australia. This is getting semi-political. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. I think we should stop it there before we get attacked by 20 different political parties.
And before we get attacked by Karen and her army of Shannon, Bridget, and Katie.
Oh, they make their homes all here in California, so you're already going to be on the watch list. Don't worry about that.
Bring
Well,
it.
speaking of politics, let's get right into just to destroy what little audience we have left, and that is the Batwoman. The Batwoman trailer.
Yeah.
Bill, did you see this?
Nope.
Oh my God, you're gonna hate everyone now.
I don't really watch many trailers. The only trailer I recently seen was the new Godzilla movie coming out.
Which I'm going to go see because it looks fucking amazing.
My brother is taking me to the midnight premiere.
Oh, sweet.
And we're gonna be. And here's the great part. We're going in for free.
Cool.
We have these little tickets that the house guest gave to me for my birthday, but I gave one of them to Cody for his birthday, and we've been holding on to them.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk trailer for a second.
Yeah, let's talk garbage.
Yes, literal garbage.
Oh.
But let me preface this by saying I don't watch a lot of DC shows. I'm not much of a DC person. I mean, I like Batman, I like Superman, I like I even like Aquaman. Yeah, I like the superhero nobody likes.
Oh, we actually got that in Netflix, like, yesterday.
Oh, good. But the thing is that I don't really pay attention to a lot of DC stuff. So typically I tend to ignore it, Like whenever they announce a new DC-related movie, or not movie, sorry, DC-related TV show, like Doom Patrol and things of that nature, I just kind of ignore it. Because I'm not very, I don't follow it, really. That's the thing.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? That's not DC.
Technically, it is a DC They did a crossover with Batman.
They've also done a crossover with Power Rangers.
True. So, hold on. Wait, I'm just going to link you the trailer. Like, you don't need to see it, but look at the like to dislike ratio for just a second. Like, just look at that.
I have the YouTube site muted, so if I do click on it, we're fine.
Okay, well, point is, just look at that like.
Also nice, but also ouch.
People don't like it. And so it's 69K versus 288K.
That's why I said nice, 69.
Yeah.
The first comment is the Batman is coming back, and neither are we. Yep. Everyone's going like, this show is going to be a failure. Yeah.
Well, so basically what it is that this is a... how best to describe it? Basically, Batman isn't in... what's the word? He isn't in Gotham anymore. Because reasons. Which I at first I assumed that this is because of the Titans TV show in which Batman kills people because Edge. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems calm, which if that's the case, I don't mind. And yet, now someone has to step in and take over for Batman. So you would think, oh, it's gonna be Robin, The Cape Wonder, the sidekick, the underage child that Batman always...
Robin or Nighthawk.
The underage child that Batman brings into everything. I'm sorry, I had to say that.
By the way, people, the only reason the Bill background isn't up is because I only have Bill Break, Bill Halloween, and Bill Christmas. And right now we're set on Christmas.
Yes.
And I wasn't planned to show up.
Yeah. Well, no, I have presets saved in the list. So I have the usual one, which is title. I have Bill. I have LT, Liam. I don't have anything for Snow.
For now, though.
Yeah, because I don't have a model for her yet. It's probably gonna be Trinity from Warframe.
Yes, TM soon.
But unfortunately, I can't change the colors. Anyway, focus.
Yeah, but the thing is that you would think that any of these characters that actually have a history with Batman would kind of take up the mantle, but no. Apparently, this random chick that looks like a dude is going to be the main hero of it, in which she breaks into Wayne Enterprises, breaks into the Bat Layer's secret, like, Wayne Towers division, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then steals Batman's shit.
Wow.
And then claims... And Batman.
You need to try that again. She what? Like, after she breaks in, steals the stuff. What?
She then claims to be the new Batman, the one the... Blah, 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 blah. And my immediate thought was, honey, I'm going to whoop your ass in like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
that
I'll
is,
get you the link, Bill.
You know, and that's the thing. Apparently she's Bruce Wayne's niece, too, and it's like, what?
He was
What level of fan? My immediate thought is... Or no, cousin, that's it, cousin. And my immediate thought is, what fanfic level writing is this? Like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know the Batwoman that well. I don't know the mythos behind it, so I can't really judge.
It's sounding like it's cutting very close to the new Powerpuff Girls level of fanfic bullshit. And, that guy from Silent Hill that you hated.
Oh, yeah, that fucker.
It's either that or that really weird Sonic OC artist.
Exactly, just cringing so hard.
It sounds like an amalgamation of all three.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She's not interesting. But that's the thing. This show reeks of, let's hate Batman because he's a dude, and instead let's bring in this bitch who's like, woo, she's so great, and this and that and blah blah blah. It's like, no. No.
I said this for the Doom movie that had this kind of problem. I don't mind. In fact, I encourage the idea of having a female protagonist. But it's the way that they go about it that always seems to make it wrong.
Exactly. They're not strong because of their back through, or, you know, they don't build on themselves. They take what was established by another more successful character and then claim everything they did was just a stepping stool for them.
Like, by the way, regardless of gender.
Exactly, and I hate that in everything. I hate it whenever a character is given their shit instead of earning it. I hate that. It's why I don't, and like I said, it's why I don't like Korra. It's why I don't like, actually, the new She-Ra stuff. It's why I don't care, and I despise these characters. I'm like, I need to cause pain now. Like, I'm not for violence. I'm more like, this is me. I need to punch something.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Just, I think another thing. There's gonna be an idiot that thinks, like, hears this and thinks wrong. The idea of having a female protagonist it's a great idea. I definitely encourage that. But even I have to agree, there's nothing there. They're hollow. They're empty. There's nothing to build on.
Don't give an empty plate and force it as a meal.
That, yeah. It's like, you're very, very hungry, but all you have is a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
But, the way that these shows and these movies have been doing things with, like, female protagonists, they shove it in. They force that in. They don't build on it. They just, like, take duct tape and they just stick it in there and say, there, female protagonist, she's so powerful, she's so strong, screw the other guy. Or screw the person before.
Exactly. And, like, here's a perfect example. Oh, hold on. Of when a character is, like, a good female protagonist, at least in my opinion, and that would be Mortal Kombat's Cassie Cage, for example. She is established to be, like, the leader of the next generation, and yet she joins the military, she fights her way to a position of respect and authority, and in her first game, you see her struggling, you see her growing into the person, and when the time calls for it, she becomes the hero. In the next game after, where she is the protagonist, or kind of the protagonist, she's kind of like shoehorned for Liu Kang. But in that, she is, how do I put it? The first thing we see of her is that she's going to get promoted to, I believe, commander or lieutenant. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But in order to do that, her mother flat out says, we have a tradition here, and that is, in order to get your next rank, you got to beat your previous commander's ass in combat. She physically fights for that promotion. And when the time comes to like be professional about something, yeah, she breaks down. She has to leave her mother behind, but she still gets the job done. That is a good character. At least that is good character writing to establish your protagonist. Yeah. Hell, even Ripley, for God's sakes. Look at her.
Oh, God,
I was just about to say Ripley.
Yes.
If you want to go back to the real origins of a good, strong character, she's it almost every time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What I found very, very amusing about Ripley as a character, she is equal. Like, even game developers, like, you know the game Broforce?
Yes.
Like, that game is all about testosterone. It's just all action movie heroes. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got Rambo, etc., etc. All these buff dudes. And then there's Ellen Ripley. And she is not some sexy, scantily drawn lady. She is buff, she is strong, she is still the same character, she is equal to them. That's really well done. And I give the game praise every single time, because I love how they've done that. Like, from what they've done is that they've established one simple thing. It doesn't matter if you have boobs, it doesn't matter if you have a dick, you're just as strong. And everybody here can be a hero. And everybody can blow the shit out of the president on accident. Like, that's how the game ends. You accidentally blow up the president when you're trying to give him a high five.
But that's the thing I want to also mention. She goes through struggle. She goes through changes. First movie, she's barely surviving an encounter with one Xeno. Second movie, she takes on an advisory role. She doesn't really take much charge, and when she does fight, it's with them. It's only towards the end that she becomes a true badass.
Yeah.
She grows, damn it.
Like, here's the thing. In the first movie, she is terrified. She is absolutely terrified, and she is in panic mode the entire time.
She's also in Mama Bear mode for the little girl.
That too. That's the second movie, yeah. But, like, the thing is, when it comes to these movies, and they have, like, a female protagonist like this, they never show them being... Sounds like Saints Row 4, yeah. They always show the woman character being independent, like being... Well, yeah. But they always show them, like, blank slate. There's barely any emotion. And then when there is emotion, it's overly dramatic. Like, to the point of being disgusting. Another good character, like, female character here, she's not the main protagonist, but she is, like, a part of the group. It's from the G.I. Joe, like, the second movie. I believe... I keep wanting to say Scarlet Witch. I don't think that's the right one.
Scarlet Witch?
I don't remember! It's been so long since I've watched G.I. Joe. And I mostly only watch it for The Rock. Anyway.
You're talking about the live-action movie?
Yes,
okay.
the second movie.
There have been other movies before. That's why I'm like, wait a minute.
I know. But, I don't remember which lady it was. I think it was Scarlet Witch. Anyway... She is not the main protagonist, but she is a part of the group of protagonists that are focused on. Mm-hmm. We know next to nothing about her, but just from, like, her talking about her story, we get to appreciate, we get to respect her, just from her telling her story. And then it's never highlighted again until the end of the movie. But we still hold on to that respect to her. She is a woman in a military family with a dad who's rather sexist, who tells her to her face I am never going to salute a woman. So she started working and pushing until she was a rank higher than him, so he had to salute to her. But he passed away before that was ever an option. And then, like, at the end of the movie, a guy who's actually a higher rank than her gives her a salute and tells her that her dad would have been proud, regardless of him being an idiot. Like, that is really good character building for, like, a female protagonist. Like, we don't need all these details. We don't need her to be, like, in the spotlight central. Just a simple story and how she tells the story is just enough.
Just the presence that she's there.
Yeah, and what she's able to do. That too.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's kind of why people like Ashley more so, because, you know, she has a similar background, except it's more along the lines of she's trying to get out of the shadow of her failure of a grandfather, more so. And by that I mean, you know, the only human, I should say, to surrender to aliens. I mean, that's fine and all. You know, I'm not saying she's the greatest character in the universe, but I can see why people would like her more than Kaden. Because Kaden is boring.
Yeah.
It's like, and I throw Kaden under the bus. Woo.
I honestly don't know who you're talking about.
The two human companions from the first game. You know, the best known as the racist human and the guy with the cowlick.
Is this still Mortal Kombat or something else?
Yeah.
I said Mass Effect.
Okay, you cut out, so we
hear
didn't hear that.
Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah. That's another great, like, a great example of Mass Effect. Like, especially if you have something like the Asari with you.
Yes.
Like, when people think Asari, they immediately think sexy woman. But if you have one as a companion, she can kick ass.
Oh yeah, like the most lethal ones is an old woman, Asari, which I find hilarious.
Yes.
And being attacked by what is effectively a 50-year-old the fuck?
Yeah.
Who still has amazing cleavage.
Oh no.
Is it bad that I was waiting for that?
Oh no.
Have you guys,
I was not expecting the cleavage. I was expecting him to talk about somebody's ass.
No. Well, it's kind of a part of a joke in Mass Effect 2, which, one of the human crew mentions Samara's breast size. And then he immediately...
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And he immediately says, "Do you think they still keep growing after a while?" And he immediately, after that, he says, "You know what? I think I'll spend my sunset years in an Asari retirement home."
Oh.
I remember that. I remember that line because when I was playing the game, I heard him say that. I said, "Good way to die, buddy. Good way to get shot killed."
There's a comic that I've read before. It's quite literally like gender bender Kingdom Hearts bad guys. Like, so
Okay.
Roxas and all those enemies. I need to find it again because this just fits so well.
Okay. But to come back to the point we were making in the trailer, this is going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to want to watch this because she's a complete cunt to everybody. And that's the sad thing. Like, they're treating her like she's the next Batman. And my immediate thought is no. That would be Nightwing. That would be Robin. Hell, that'd even be Jason Todd. You are just cosplaying. And that's the unfortunate truth of the matter is, and I can't wait to read the articles about people who don't even watch the show attacking fans
I found it.
of Batwoman. Oh, good.
I am not sharing this on stream.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah. And that basically covers our thoughts on the trailer. And I guess, again, another time why good character writing needs to exist. So yeah, let's move on. Next part. and that is System Shock.
I have to remind myself what System Shock even was, because I've heard it before.
System Shock is it's the grandfather to Dead Space.
Oh, this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
You want to
thinking
hear
of
something?
something vastly different.
Well, here's the thing. I bring it up because the third game.
Yeah, the third game's being made.
Yeah, a short trailer. I think a few seconds came out, and my immediate thought was, "Oh my God, yes! Grotesque cyborgs in full HD. Woot!" But you know what? I'm just gonna link you the trailer just so you can, because it's really short. It's not even, and I was skeptical about it. I had to be sure it was legit. Like it wasn't a, like one of the typical like, oh, Half-Life 3 announcement trailer. Here it is.
You know what, LT, I'm gonna send you the comic as well, just so you'll know what I'm talking about. That is
And now we can
horrifying.
torture him. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay,
scar him
so-
for life.
So by the way, so here's the trailer. I'm sending it to you. Boop. It's literally like 35 seconds.
Hello, giant robot.
Hello, giant robot.
Oh, it's that lady again.
Yes, it's Shodan. And like,
I scarred LP.
nice. But that's what I'm liking about it. That are like being shown. The robot is very clearly one of the enemies from the first game, just brought back. Like if you slow the trailer down, you can actually see what it is. Like you saw what it's made out of, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, so to give everyone a bit of clearance, there exists a enemy in System Shock, kind of like a spider, but it is powered by a human torso attached to the bottom. And that robot has just been revealed for the third game, and I'm like, oh my God, yes, please. Please, I can't wait.
Oh,
I even...
I was trying to adjust it so it would play back slower. I just made it play back faster.
Oh no, it's too quick now.
It's mashing against the glass so quickly.
And what I like is that...
Oh my God!
Yeah.
He's just bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. Like I said, this thing... So the reason why I love System Shocks is because Shodan doesn't care about life. She flat out doesn't. She sees everything. Okay, here's a human battery for my machine. Let me just slice it into like 5 pieces and just attach what's left to it onto the robot.
There's
That's
nothing
it.
useful here. Get rid of it.
Exactly. That's her to a T. In System Shock 1, a lot of the enemies were just like arms. A lot of the enemies were like horrible cyborgs. We're talking like replacing whole arms with like power loader parts and heads grafted onto new pieces. Just real nasty shit. Mm-hmm. And the fact that like this enemy's coming back, which was in the first game, I'm like, yes, yes. I was so happy.
No wonder they called it Techno Horror Beginnings.
Exactly. It's horrifying. And to make matters worse, the first game is being remaked by the company too. Let that sink in for a second.
That's going to be interesting, to say the least.
It's already like, in fact, you know, let's show something here. So I'm just going to show a bit of the part for, I believe this one's for the remake enemy. So this is just a brief example of what Shodan is capable of.
Hi, Dark. Thank you for the lurk. See you later.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, the lurking helps.
Yeah, oh, it does. It does. And there we go. So, like, just take that in for a second.
I honestly thought that was a corpus.
I can see
I
it.
saw the image at the bottom, like where his, like the close up of his face. I thought, oh, corpus. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I can see it. So yeah, that's like, oh my god! Like when you really look at it, oh that must be painful, like horrifyingly painful to him. Like but that's not the worst of it. Like I said, the game's getting a remake, and they've already shown levels and things being made. And one of the enemies of the game are these really fucked up mutants. Like we're talking, oh my god, why would you make what is wrong with you? But they're making it to be like a bit like, which is like a first person perspective. Really, that's kind of the idea.
They're making it more like a what?
More Bioshock, more like a first person point of view kind of thing. A bit easier. I mean, there is still an inventory, but it's not like as hectic as it was back in 1990 something. So yeah, so that's one of the enemies for the remake.
Ugh.
I know, right? It's just, why would you do this?
I don't think I'm gonna put that on screen.
Please don't. It's horrifying. And it's
it kind of reminds me a little bit of Quake in a way. Some of the
yeah, I can see it. Oh man.
Snow's ready, by the way.
Like I said, this is the. What's up?
Snow is ready for the Warframe stuff, by the way.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll wrap this up then. Before I forget, I do want to bring up one of the enemies you're going to be fighting is a. Sorry, one of the enemies you're going to be fighting in the remake is a mini fridge. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. We're going to be fighting a
mini fridge?
Yeah, in fact, I'll bring up the concept art.
I mean,
I just hope it's not the one in my kitchen.
No, it's so. Like I said, this game is like Lost in Space, I think it was called. You know, the TV show about a family being lost in space and having like
exactly. Lost in Space.
It has the same artistic style as that because this was a game back when that was white hot popular. So for the remake, they're just bringing a lot of those old robot designs back. And the
danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Exactly, the mini fridge is basically that.
Oh my gosh, it looks like Alpha.
Exactly, I'm like, oh
no, it looks like Alpha. Why?
He's had enough of your shit, Rangers.
Ay, fuck you.
Ay. Zordon, where are you?
I got a shank.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
But the point of it making a mini fridge is kind of like just to explain why you get shit from it, which I think is clever. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a little fridge, so of course you're gonna add like a little bit of loot from it. I like it. But like I said, the remake's finally back on track. The third game is being made. The future is looking good for System Shock, and I can't wait to see the horrifying monsters once more.
But it's also going to be a nightmare for our psyche because of how horrifying these things are.
Oh no, you want horrifying. The second game has you. It's like. You know the monsters from Dead Space, right?
Yes.
Like the necromorphs? Okay, picture that with cybernetics.
Oh, dear lord.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you. I've been having, like, memories of a game that has a very weird intro to it. And all I vaguely remember is that you're on a conveyor belt watching, like, a person in front of you getting their legs buzzsawed off.
That's Quake.
Quake 4.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Good game, though.
Yeah, and that's
that
my favorite.
That has been plaguing me for years.
I love that scene so much because, again, that's what I want for myself. I want cybernetics, goddammit. Give it to me.
Why?
All yours.
Take the fucking legs. I don't need them.
Yeah. That box in the image looks like a loot box from Overwatch or something.
Oh, God, no. No, but like I said, if you want horrifying things, like the second game has something called the Cyborg Midwife. I'll let your imagination play with
Nope.
that for a bit.
Nope.
I've
Nope.
heard that
Nope.
name before.
Nope.
Exactly. It's
You know what's crazy?
what?
I walked over to my dad's computer one day, like while he was doing one of his hentai games again. It was Honey Pop, by the way. And I looked over and I saw he had the old icon of System Shock on his computer.
Oh, cool.
Like, this is the thing about my dad. He will play games from, like, the 1990s on a computer from, like, 2018. Yes!
Sign me up if you
If you
go
want to
play
say what I
games with
said to
him.
you. But, like, he will still play Diablo to this day.
Actually, if he likes System Shock, I would love to hear his take on the remake. Like, if he approves or not. That would be interesting.
Personal honesty, I would not allow him on this show. He doesn't even know. He knows I do podcasts on Thursdays. He just doesn't know which one. Because the last thing I need is my dad to know just how much I swear. Like, he'll hear it when I'm talking with you guys, but he doesn't do anything.
No. I don't mean, like, have him on the show.
Yeah.
Like, love to know his opinion of it. Like, if you ask him, like, non-casually or something, that's what I mean. Anyway.
Where the hell is my phone?
You
How's
could
that?
always... Huh? What?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you could always ask him kind of like, hey, my friend heard you're a big fan of System Shock and wanted your opinion on this.
Yeah, that could work.
I
Sorry.
think my phone is upstairs.
Sorry, you said...
You're cutting out.
Sorry, I said... You said... You mentioned your phone and about Honey Pop, and I immediately thought of the Super Gaming Bros when they played that.
Oh, God.
Did you see that?
I watched 2 minutes and backed out.
No, the funny thing was that for some reason Ellie losing a lot in the game, and apparently he wasn't upgrading the phone, which is like vital for the game, like to make it easier on yourself. And immediately Johnny was just so angry with him in the next part. Like the kind of angry where he's like trying to be funny but is like seething with rage, and immediately says, Elliot, how's your phone?
This is the thing, my phone is like second or third generation touchscreen, so it had a stylus that came with it. It is OBS reconnected successfully. Ew, cyborg wife. Thank you. Okay, we're back online.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that technical hiccup. But yeah, internet hates us.
It mostly hates me. It's been doing this a lot.
Mark Zuckerberg does not want you to stream.
Mark Zuckerberg.
I watched that on repeat.
Yeah, so welcome Snow to the show once more.
It has been a very long time.
Yes.
All right.
You were a
And,
little quiet, Snow.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to adjust the volume slightly.
Yeah, I have to toy around with that a lot since I got my new headset.
Try 1 more decibel.
Was that increasing the sensitivity or is that decreasing the sensitivity?
Increase.
Let's try that. How about that?
All right. A bit more, I think.
Yeah.
A bit more.
Because for us, it sounds like you're at half volume for us.
Mm-hmm.
About now.
Should we try like increasing our volume on the thing?
OBS has like only 2 volume bars.
No. I mean on the
on Discord.
on the yeah.
She's at max volume.
Jesus.
Yeah, but she sounds like she's at half.
I don't know. Anyway, I'll just.
Bill, if you're on the stream, can you unmute it and tell us how loud she is, Snow, just start talking.
Yes.
But anyway, that Jovian state.
Sounds okay on my end. For now.
Okay, then.
So the stream
Then
can
probably
hear
it's
her
us.
fine. That's good.
Huh,
That's
weird.
good.
All right, cool. So yeah. So welcome everyone. So as I might as well lead it. So a little while ago,
AKA
actually
yesterday.
today, I want to say exactly. While I was off at work, fuck you, DE. But the Jovian Concord finally drops, and yeah.
Yay.
Along with with it came the Gas City rework, 3 new weapons, new enemies, and Avid V being a dick.
And a new one.
Oh yeah, and a new Warframe.
Yeah, yeah.
But mostly Avid being a dick.
And mostly the new Warframe's butt.
Exactly.
The assets.
We love the
The assets.
assets.
Exactly. So, I think we've all basically run through it. I haven't fought the boss yet.
Mhm.
I just started. And
Fought Lytle.
Yeah, we fought the rope-a-dope.
the rope-a-dope.
Like, there is literally a park 2 blocks down named Robidoux. And we just call it rope-a-dope because it's so hard to
Rubidoux.
pronounce.
Ruby Doe part.
Yeah.
Brief.
So, yeah, so let's get a general impressions of the new...
It is
First off.
gorgeous. It is.
Certainly looks a lot better.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a little confusing to explore sometimes, but it is
Yeah.
really well done.
I like it. I love the new shit that can be interacted with. We've got another
Air
barrel.
roboting.
Oh, not bad.
Pretty bad.
Hold on. Give me a second. Let me come back.
Yeah.
How's that?
Keep talking and we'll find out.
Am I fine now?
Yeah, you're
Am I
fine.
now? Okay, like I said, we got a new barrel. It's green.
Yeah.
It's green and toxic.
Technically,
Awesome.
we have 2 new barrels. One that doesn't explode and it's a lot of fun to smack, and the other one you want to keep your distance.
Yeah, the healing barrel just is there.
Bounces around.
I actually assume it would do what helium does and increase the sound,
Yes.
the pitch.
Okay, so Snow, Lycan, Zellers, and I, we did the boss. The boss is a lot of fun. Even Ivara can go through it without going stealth.
Cool.
Pretty much, the Eidolon has 2 modes. Either it shoots you and you die instantly, no matter how tanky you are, or you don't. So, it doesn't discriminate whether or not you're a tank or a squid.
So there's that. Design-wise, I find it incredibly disturbing, and I want it to die in a fire.
I pointed this out. The design it looks like it has a person's torso at the top, like an enlarged torso, just with its arms fused to its hips.
I mean, we can put it on screen so people know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me its design, how it the one bird Battle of the Colossus.
From Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah.
I can see it.
I know who you're talking about, I just don't remember the name.
It's a bird.
I don't remember.
Gods, where's Jacksepticeye when you need him?
That's the thing. I see this thing, and my immediate thought is Silent Hill monster. Because fucking
That
hell,
too.
look at
Those
that.
are mostly with the. Those are mostly amalgam. Especially the ones that are quad.
Well, it's
Okay. Both of you guys are cutting out.
Try switch Discord server.
Let's... I keep clicking my settings. Server settings. We're on Central right now. Where am I going to try it out?
Just migrate it to the something.
Let's go to the east.
Yeah.
Try now. Hello?
How am I coming in?
You smooth? Snow?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
The
you're
name
saying,
of the class I'm at is AV.
oh, avian. Okay.
Wow. So clever.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a mutated Godzilla monster at a distance. Yeah, a little.
But anyway, like, I know one theory I had, I don't know if it's true or not, is like how maybe pieces of it were from the wolf, unless canonically we've technically killed the wolves. So no, we saw the wolf that he got captured by Alan. And
One of the theories is that the little scenes that we've seen with like Alan V and the wolf is happening during all of these events. Hi.
maybe.
Sorry, it's my connection. It's going mental on this end.
So, like when the wolf joins Alan V and allows the amalgamations to start happening, and when he rises up against them, that's happening during all these events that we're playing now.
Yeah, I can kind of see it, but like this is the thing. The timeline doesn't really sync up
Yeah.
because I think we've killed the wolf before like the Jovian Concord fell.
Yeah, it does matter whether or not, like, have we technically canonically killed the wolf ourselves, or was he captured by Alan V and kind of fought him then?
Mm. Again, DE needs to really like say this boss is dead. This one isn't. Yeah.
Like Sargus Rock, I think we can canonically say now that he's dead in terms
Yeah, during
because
the events of
the relay.
Yeah, exactly.
Kato Head is still alive.
Yeah, because he runs away. I don't think we've ever technically killed him.
No, we killed his like frame. So.
Yeah, he always just slips away. I think we can say we've killed Rigor. You know, because of the 2 men thing.
Yeah, we haven't heard much about him. Like, the last we heard of the story was not talk last, when he was delving down and found pieces.
Oh, hold on a second, Snow. Quick question: Are you using push to talk?
I am not.
Hmm. Is she still cutting out for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's causing that. I don't think it's connection. I think it's like maybe our microphone.
That automatic sensitivity thing, did you turn that off?
Yeah, I tried.
Hmm. Yeah, because every like 3rd word she gets cut off.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. But yeah, that's the thing as well. Like since we're on the topic of the amalgams, let's talk a little bit about them for a second.
They're very creepy.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. The thing I don't like about them is that I don't know what's organic and what's inorganic, and frankly, that scares me. Just ever so slightly.
So, somebody pointed out, like they took pictures of the codex. One of the amalgams. I believe it's the one that we saw picking up the guy.
Yeah.
One of the things that I don't know if this is an edit or not, but it says that it plants memes in his head and spine to make them stronger when it picks them up. I don't know. It's just the picture they showed. I just don't know if it's an edit or not.
I'm looking right now. Let me see. To Wikipedia.
Away. By the way, I'm in the Warframe like Twitch chat, and they're talking about Roomba Prime, Roomba Vandal.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Is she still there?
Hi. What? Snow?
Uh, I think it's the servers having a meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Snow, if you
Is this
can
any
hear
better?
us,
Is this any better?
keep
Keep
talking.
talking and we'll find out.
This is the original setting I had it on.
Okay, you're not cutting out
So,
anymore.
yeah. So turning
Okay.
up the sensitivity didn't help.
Okay, LT has confirmed it for me. It's not an edit, it is real.
What's this thing called?
It doesn't say. But I'm going to read like the blurb that he sent me. The full realization of the grotesque partnership between Alad V and the Sentients. This unit can upgrade organic allies by capturing them and birthing neurocarnivorous memes directly into their brain stems.
Carnivorous memes.
Thereby supercharging their fighting capacity and resilience. Okay, just as the Skyrim meme shows up on my dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Carnivorous memes. Like I'm trying to wrap my head around that. What fresh hell is this?
I have no idea.
I think it's that. It's definitely. I think it's definitely the one that looks like a spider. I just don't know the name.
I know. Hold on. I know one's called Satyr. Let me see if I can find it. Corpus Satyr. It's the satyr is the maw with a bunch of legs to it.
Yeah.
That's the one that spawns during the boss fight, isn't it?
Oh god! Here's the thing. I'm going to be completely honest. When I fight any of these like new corpus enemies, and that is the way that they move, and like it's difficult to figure out what's weak on them. Like where should I shoot at? You know.
Well, the Moa is it's still like the same spot, like aim for the head. Though in the case of the ones that have like, it's the one with the one that looks like a floating maggot.
Oh gosh, that one. It reminds me more of like a wasp.
Alkanost, Amalgam Alkanost.
Yeah, gosh, those are. They also kind of remind me of the green ear worms in a way.
For me, it reminds me of Hydralisks from like StarCraft or something.
Oh god, there it is. Amalgam Alkanost. That's it. And someone has. It's not even a few days. It's not even been 2 days, and someone's already taken the meme.
I'm actually surprised that, like, people already started drawing really nice, wink wink, picture. really nice pictures of Wisp. She's out now, and there's still only the stuff that came before she was released. Neurocarnivorous memes, and like there's a guy in the background. I saw that earlier today.
Oh man, YDEY.
I'm sorry, but have you actually watched their prime times?
I know that they fucked over Shy at one point.
Wow.
So anyway, actually, thoughts on Lotus and her.
She can go to hell.
Oh, 5 seconds in.
Like, I don't feel anything for her at all. Like, they push the idea that she's our mom. I don't feel anything. I never got the vibe of that she's motherly. To me, she's just a voice that tells you where to go, what to do, and that's it. She's I don't feel anything for her. When she disappeared, I'm like, finally, she'll shut the fuck up. And then Ordis tells you, I will replay transmissions. No.
It's like, no.
But here's some new light that's been shed upon, at least according to the wiki. So I guess big spoiler warning to anyone who hasn't done anything
let
past.
me bring up the spoiler text.
Yeah.
All right, well, you did that.
Especially anything past past at least Umbra, Chimera, stuff like that.
All right, so we said?
Okay, it's up.
Okay.
Okay, so according to the wiki, this is how Jovian has gone down between the relationships between Nata and Alad. So Nata formed an unlikely partnership with Alad, instructing him to create the amalgams hybridized with sentient powers. These new units, along with their combat data against the Tenno, would further serve the sentients in their preparation for the new war. During the mission to kill the Ropalist, Nata reforms the Tenno that the belief that she spared them as an act of mercy was false, rather that she was forced into doing so by the Orokin and that they were both imprisoned in Lua, shedding light on the events of the Apostasy prologue as a result. Furthermore, she establishes the Tenno as the evil entity for the destruction of my people following the Ropalist's defeat, and foreshadows the events to come.
So basically, wait, you kind of went mental on my end. So she spared the Tenno because she was forced to?
She believes that, from what I can tell from her extra conversation pieces within the Ropalist fight, is she's blaming the man in the wall. She's blaming this void entity that now lives inside of us.
So this entity corrupted her, is what you're suggesting?
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's as if the man in the wall used Nata to put us both in Lua and to set these events in motion.
So this whole time he's been pulling the strings?
Yes.
Very interesting.
And since, the sentients can't really reproduce anymore, a lot of them are sterile.
Guys.
Huh?
Hold on. Trying to... Hello?
Yes.
Oh, can I
Yeah,
put the spoiler thing away now?
I've been trying to say anything. I think it's just that the connection is going mental on this end.
Probably.
Yeah, it again, the moment we switch servers, it goes mental.
Yeah, but can I put the spoiler thing away, or should I keep it up?
It depends on if you think all your viewers have seen Chimera and all that jazz, really.
Well, we can talk more about the amalgams.
Okay.
Alright, so let's move it.
So the amalgams, has anyone done the new mode?
No.
I have.
I haven't been able to do that yet. Lycan was busy.
I've done the new mode. I went through it on solo. The first mission I did solo, and I don't like it. And by that, I'll explain. So, one of the new enemies that Alad will send at you is something called the
Demolist.
Exactly, and basically,
it's basically
if it reaches the exactly, it will destroy it. Hello?
Yeah. Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, Miriam.
It's a suicide bomber unit.
Sorry, again, my voice connector is saying it's in...
Yeah.
When it's, like, cutting audio. Like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all just you, because me and HH can hear each other just fine.
I don't doubt it.
Well, this morning I played on the endurance mode, which is supposed to be the harder mode for the event. I managed to get to the 1,000-point bracket. The one complaint I have with it is the confusing layout of the map.
No,
I
am
kind
I?
of wish they would mark the bombers, because you're
They
supposed to
kind
just
of.
track of them with like the beeping sound they make.
But no, here's the thing. They technically do appear on the map. It's just it seems bugged. Basically, when I was running with a bunch of other people for the second mission, one of the amalgam demos appeared, and I was right next to it, and I was off doing something else. And when it appeared, it became marked, like the elimination mark was on it for a brief second, but then it disappeared. I think it's supposed to be on. It just hasn't been implemented correctly.
Yeah, they only grab the mark when you actually find them. Until you find them, you can only track them through the beeping they make. The thing I have a problem with that is just having to listen for that over the gunfire, the LV taunting you, Ortis talking, any of your teammates that happen to be talking on voice chat. It can be hard to listen to sometimes, especially if it's further away. And another thing on the amalgams is, if you do it on endurance mode, Umbra is a godsend.
Yeah.
No,
They will crush through Gyra's walls. They will walk through Frost's globe. They will walk through Vauban Bastilles and not care, which is annoying. Slovo can work as well, so Slovo and Umbra is probably a must for this mode.
well, that's the thing I need to mention about the Umbras as well, is that the demos, at least, they are incredibly tanky, and I mean like unfairly so after reaching a certain point. And I was so frustrated because I was doing it on solo, like I said, and I had gotten a really bad set of challenges for the second mission. Every single one of the terminals was nullified, so it destroyed my armor, and I had to like just jump out of the way, keep moving, and that just gave the demos enough time to get there, and I was destroyed. And by the time I even was attacking them, it was too late. And they're just, like I said, they're way too tanky for their level. Unfairly so, I might say.
I'm kind of surprised they aren't lower, considering they are on Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that's supposed to be a lower level-ish place. But, I mean, this is a separate node, so people who haven't even played Nata can't access this. So, technically, they are, soft-locking noobs out of it. So, it's not like that's going on, but...
True. And another thing, while we're on the topic of the amalgams themselves, theories. Why do you think these guys, not the robots, I should say, because we know why the robots are as they are, because they're robots. They don't really have a say in the matter. But what about the crewmen? Do you think they're volunteered for this or were forced into it?
Oh, I feel like they're forced. Alvy's twisted enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plus, is it just me, or does some of his new voice lines, I know I mentioned this to HH, but some of his new voice lines just make him sound more and more like a child molester.
Yeah.
All I can imagine is he just pulls up in this, like, white Corpus van, is like, hey, Tenno.
I got
want some amalgam mods?
Exactly.
Oh boy, do I.
Yeah, no. What makes me... what I think is the case, like, I think these guys are working for Alad, because there's a voice line he'll say, in which he'll say, Disciple is making his way up for a promotion, and then immediately correct himself and say, instead of like trying to humanize it, he immediately just goes clinical and says, oh, I mean, repurposing.
Turmoil is saying, the question is who is CT. My theory on that is that it is a cephalon that perhaps Elid has. As in,
it's possible.
Being a, so it'd be cephalon and then a name that starts with a T, probably.
Cephalon.
Someone that's telling the orders like to, release this amount of enemies, do this. It sounds like something you would tell a cephalon to do.
Yeah, it sounds like the case. I assumed it was. That seems to be the case because for an operation this big against these many enemies, it would make sense to have a mechanical mind kind of controlling the flow.
Yeah, it's basically. I feel it's almost like Alad's Alexa or Siri.
No. My favorite is internet historian naming his. He says, "Despacito, play country roads," and it's just a toaster.
Anyway, but
Yeah. Okay, well, here's another question. Out of all of the amalgams we've fought, which is our favorite? Like in design and appearance or gameplay?
for the creep factor, definitely the ones that
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 look like
are
spiders.
similar to the Silent Hill ones, the like the double mannequins from Silent Hill 2.
Uh,
Are
like
you talking,
those
are you
Let's
talking about the
spiders?
one that looks, that like crawls around like a spider? Or are you talking about those moas that spawn during the boss fight?
Let me look up the name of it.
Because for me, it's the moas that spawn during the boss fight because they're ridiculous.
I've gotten them through both of them.
Like, when you're fighting those moas, they will flip upside down, they'll stick their noses in the air and stick their butt in the air, and then they'll start, like, just pumping their legs like they're lifting weights, and that heals them. It's
I
like the most
think it's
ridiculous
this-
thing ever.
It's I think it's the satyrs. Last I checked. The biped moas that have two pairs of legs.
Yeah.
So if you like
Out of
knocked
all
it
of-
over, it would just stand on the other pair of legs. Or it would crawl
That's
around
the
like a
thing. All
spider.
at least to me, I like the more humanoid amalgams. You know, like the guys that have the sentient arm and they look like they're sane. In huge quotations, I should say.
Probably tortured, considering Ala mentions that some of them want to die.
Yeah, which again, I'm not surprised this is the case. Again, it's the fucking corpus.
It's Alad V too.
Yeah,
Alad V,
it's-
I mean, he still listens to the investors to some extent, but he's sort of his own thing. The investors don't like him anymore.
well,
Since
this
he's
is
still under corpus law.
well. Here's the thing that Alad makes very clear in the game mode, and that is he, clearly he's been excommunicated from the corpus. That's very clear. However, he's not allowed. He hasn't been not allowed to make a return. It's very clear that his company or his liquid assets have been completely removed. It's just he's completely and utterly capable of returning. It's just it's going to be on his head, not through a company. And when he's talking about like releasing the specimens and everything, it's very clear this is a monetary move for the guy. He wants to
It's a
and
corpus, always a corpus.
exactly. And I admit I'm a bit disappointed in Alan because I had hoped that after the proof that Prophet failed him, he should have turned and realized, hey, you know what, fuck this. This isn't worth my time. So I'm very disappointed in him.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not surprised about him teaming up with Lotus because he did, do us a favor in one of the story quests. It's like, okay, Lotus, you owe me one. So they're like,
Yeah.
how about we owe each other one? We can work together.
I mean, and technically he called in that favor with us already when it came to the Stalker's Apostles. So as far as I'm concerned, we're even Steven on that.
The fact he calls us betrayers,
It still irks you?
it confuses me.
A betrayer is more of a term to refer to the Tenno in general, because it was through us that the corpus rose. So it's kind of like an insult and I guess a sort of term of endearment, since technically if we hadn't risen up, the corpus would have never been what they are.
Mm.
Or he's saying it as if he belongs to the, essentially the Tau now, so the Tau would see us
He
as
did say
betrayers
that
since we're killing them.
his loyalty is liquid. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a
That's
wild
okay.
card.
Very useful, if you know how to play him. Card pun.
Eh.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
the Uno. He's the wild draw a 4 card in
Exactly.
an Uno game.
No more blaming me for the puns now.
Oh no.
But that's the thing I like about the amalgams, like the design. It's just this is the thing. Like now that we know why they came into existence, again, not really calling spoilers, I should say. It makes sense as to what these things are. Now I realize that, oh my god, these crewmen actually don't have heads anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrifying when you think about it. But at the same time, now
It's like just dipping its toes into dead space.
it kinda, yeah. It still requires biomatter to function, but it's sentient. That's the thing about sentient technology that I always find so peculiar, and that is, how much of it is actually wires and circuits, and how much of it is organic.
It's very techno-organic.
Exactly my point. It's like you don't know. Can I lop off this creature's head and now connect it to my computer? Kind of thing.
You can definitely. I feel like I'm trying to remember. The Ropalopoulos was newly made, or was it ancient?
Salad
I'm trying to remember if she
is
called
the
it ancient.
Wukong. Thank you, Ostrich.
Did not I call the Ropalus the like an ancient being, like it has always been there, or was it something they had created?
She said that
I remember.
She said that she based it off of their ancient relatives. It isn't. So we're is made from her other flesh. So it is new, but it still follows the mold that doesn't work anymore.
Okay, no, I can see the parts that are corpus and parts that are sentient. Specifically, the parts that are sentient are the arms and the heads and the arms, but the center, specifically the groin region and the thruster in the back, is a corpus shuttle, as is the torso in the middle. So this thing is a hybrid.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you. You can see, like, if you look at their the cargo shuttles they have, the big blocky things, and then line it up with the torso. It's basically a shuttle with a sentient growth on it.
I'm kind of curious to see what people decode from these new Gas City maps, because there's a bunch of, displays, flags, banners, corpus writing everywhere.
Yeah. I was exploring the maps. I did a sabotage and 2 spy missions. By the way, the spy missions have really changed. And
Have they?
this is just for me to you guys. If you do a spy mission on Jupiter, for the love of all, use an Avara that has infiltration. It makes the vault so much easier on you to understand what's going on.
So they don't have the amount of lasers.
I see.
The second time I went through, I got to the final vault using my Avara and went, Jesus fucking Christ, she just makes this so stupid. Because she, like, the lasers, the thing with the Avara, there are some things that she can't pass through with infiltration. She can walk through all of these lasers and they're everywhere. There's, the picture I sent you, Rev, for one of the vaults. There is an entire underside that has no point. It has these Independence Day-like lasers shooting out. Those are the only ones that you would have to be worried about.
Yeah, I see it.
But, all in all, bring a... this is another thing I've noticed. All the cameras that were dotted everywhere in Corpus maps, they're gone on Jupiter. They're only in the vaults. So Limbo is a good idea for the lasers, but he's not going to help very much with the cameras. So bring in Avara with Infiltrate, just so you can understand what to do.
As for your topic, Snow, I do have a friend who's already beginning the decoding process. He's found some information, but until he gets his cipher fully, on everything, he can't really tell you what it is. All he's found are traces of sentient, deal, corpus, business, yada yada, yada, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of words, not enough to really string a sentence so far. I mean, go ahead.
Another fun thing. We were talking about helium barrels. Yeah, their reactors are now powered by helium.
Makes sense.
And the sabotage has also changed. For that, you had to go to 2 different areas to destroy the reactor. You don't upload something and then go to the reactor. You have to destroy 2 turbines in one room. In the other room, you destroy very large containers of helium, which starts to poison you.
I kind of question why they use helium, though, instead of hydrogen, because Jupiter is 90% hydrogen and, like, 10% helium.
I think it's because hydrogen is explosive and they're using it for something else.
Maybe it's just a little too volatile, maybe.
Yeah. But, I didn't get to test, like, I didn't get to explore the room with all the helium. But something tells me if I had stuck around long enough, I might have heard somebody talking high pitch. Who knows? But, yeah, spy missions have really changed. Sabotage has really changed. I've also discovered that they have thrown in a Resident Evil / Banjo-Kazooie / PlayStation era puzzle for loot rooms.
Really?
There's that very large circular room with all the stairs and walkways going across.
Mm-hmm.
At the very top of that middle pillar where the enemies can walk around on, there's something you can destroy. It's called the access panel. And then, in certain places, there's these shutters next to doors with a little symbol on it. Like just a simple square, triangle, etc., etc. And it'll open. And when you go up to it, it'll have question mark, question mark, question mark, interact. You interact with it, and it'll say, like, door opening sequence with a time limit, and you have to find the next button. And the loot rooms have the symbols in order on the door. The problem with this, with Ivara and my Sentinel, I could see that there was only like 3 things of loot in there. I don't know if there's just like a crap load of lockers in there, but these rooms appear to be very tiny. And you have to go throughout the entire map to find the other buttons with those symbols. And then you have to race to the next console that has the symbol. And with the way that they have this entire map set up, you have to jump everywhere, you have to parkour. It's just not worth it.
I don't doubt it.
And then when you open it up, you find out, maybe you'll get a neural sensor, but no.
What's funny is that, like, I found one of those doors, I saw there were 3 loot things in there. I just jumped up, smashed my hammer down, got to the loot things, and walked away. That was it. I didn't open the door. I just smashed my hammer down and I got some loot. And it wasn't very much.
Mod for the win.
Yeah.
Another thing to keep in mind is
Yes, Ostrich, I agree.
I find too much of it is very similar, very samey. And this is especially problematic for the lockers. It's very easy to have them all merge into the walls and, not be too distinct enough.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
There's a map piece in Eris where it's this large open room with 2 disabled guns. It's mostly for like hive missions. But if you go to the wall if we're facing like out towards the side of the ship, to the back left near a door, all the lockers have actually sunk into the walls, but you can still interact with them. And it's constant.
Well, this is a thing I've had to mention about the lockers, specifically the what's the word? The old lockers, I should say, and that is, even though they stuck out, they were vibrant enough to stick out of the map in a good way, so you knew what's a locker, what's not. Same with like kind of the Grenier architecture. It kind of complements it that it's so bulky and weird. But these new lockers, they need a pattern. They need something on it so it can be like broken up. Like the with the Valis lockers. You know how they look.
Yeah.
But they had that white splotch on it. That's what these lockers need, like a more vibrant color to say, "Hey, over here, stupid." That's all I'm saying. Like, I can't even imagine how many lockers I've missed just because I thought they were a part of the wall, as was. That also said, yeah.
I mean, you can still find the old model of the lockers when you do Corpus versus Grineer invasions.
Yeah.
But you can't open them, which sucks.
No, you can. It's just you need that the skeleton key I have. The mod.
Oh no, I have that mod. They don't open.
They're pretty pieces.
Really? Then how come I can open them?
I have no idea.
Maybe I have a bug copy. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because...
that's kind of concerning. Oh, you can't open this stuff in Warframe because I have a skeleton key. That sounds like a hacker.
No, but here's the weird thing. I think my copy of Warframe is bugged because there are just some things that will happen that happens to no one else. Perfect example, at some point of at some point, I can't remember when I was fighting Corpus, for a whole month, certain enemies just wouldn't spawn, but they would act like I had killed them, so I would always get the loot from them in the weirdest way. And then another time, I was getting access into doorways I wasn't supposed to be in, and I found like these other loot places. And I was like, the fuck is this? And then, like I said, I got like some of the weirdest bugs, mostly beneficial.
Jeez, Rev, stop breaking the game.
Never!
For me, the weirdest bug I've had... Well, there's two of them. One of the weirdest bugs I had was machinery around me just suddenly exploding. For no reason. When I first started using like Evara in spy missions, I would sneak around those regulators in a Grineer map. I would get to the end of the hall, and then I would look at the map, and I would see them just disappear, and I'll see a number pop up of getting affinity. Like, I just killed them, but they exploded without me doing anything.
Actually, question before I forget: did anyone else get a when the sniper crewmen were in the game? Did anybody else get a period of time where they wouldn't spawn their rollers?
No.
Like the little robots.
Oh.
Really? Holy shit! Because that happened to me. I don't know how long this lasted, but they just weren't spawning their little robots. They just kept hiding behind cover and shooting at me. They never spawned them, even in the open. Weird.
Jesus, why are the Roombas 100 platinum?
Because fuck you.
Anyway, the worst bug I've ever had in Warframe was extraction, not spawning.
Really?
This was like back when I started getting back into Warframe. I had Mag and Frost Prime, and that was about it. I did a map on Europa, and it was a capture mission. I captured the guy, okay, and it showed me that extraction was above me. And I'm like, okay. I started running around. There was no way to get out of that those two rooms, because you have that large open field with like the busted ship in front of you as the spawning area, and then a hallway that you could like drop down into to get to the next room. There were no other rooms that spawned. I was stuck in just a long hallway and the spawn area. I captured the guy. I now have a Bursa on my ass. I can't damage it because this is early level stuff. And there's no spawn. Like there's no extraction. There's nowhere for me to go.
Fuck.
I had to force I had to abort. I had to force the mission to end because there was no way to get out.
Jesus Christ.
That's only happened once. And it's never happened again. And I'm happy about that, but I'm still a little confused.
I don't know. Like I said, I get weird bugs. You get weird spawn. It doesn't make sense. I'm convinced there are just copies of Warframe that are just bugged out of control. What else?
Yes. I remember that bug, Ostrich. Me and Ostrich were doing some missions. Like we were doing Wolf of Saturn 6, I believe. No, sorry, we were doing his Riven mod, and we failed when he got to like 3 away from finishing. He was using the Galatine. And for some weird reason, even if he didn't hit the enemy, they would go flying like pinatas. Or at least balloons with helium. And he would have to sneak up to them and try again. Because like the Riven mod was kill 180 something with sneak attacks without triggering the alarm.
Okay.
And for some weird reason, they kept going flying. Like, if a Grineer was standing right next to the guy that was getting stealth killed, that Grineer would go flying. That is another one. The Wolf of Saturn 6 Enema. That is... Ostrich, I don't know if you're able to join the call, like, if you're on your phone or something.
Probably most likely on his phone.
Yeah, probably. We were doing an invasion mission on Jupiter with helping the Corpus fight the infested. And like the entire time we're going, okay, we are just doing this because we need the field run. Wolf of Saturn 6 spawns.
So, jeez.
We were so frustrated, but we thought, you know what? He's not going to leave us alone. This is like the second or third time he has spawned on us both this night. Let's just kill him. He spawns.
Let's just kill him.
We go through full panic because we can't hurt him enough. And our guns hit really hard. His buddies are killing us over and over, and like the infested are fighting him. It was mostly like his buddies that were being the problem with all those Molotovs. After
I hate those guys.
After a while, Ostrich found a vent that goes up to an area I didn't even know about, and I explore maps like, yes, in a row. He found an area high above, and this is that map where it like the wind is rushing by you, and there's all these little walkways, and you can jump walkway to walkway.
Mm-hmm.
But he found that spot, and he started sniping him with his amp. And he tells me about it. I'm like, okay, I'll get up there. I try to get up there, but like the wolf really liked me. Really liked me. And then like I went to operator mode. I went invisible. He really liked Ostrich and started throwing his hammer. I finally get up there. The wolf breaks. He can't move. He can't go anywhere. The only thing that's actually killing us is his little buddies who are shooting, not throwing their Molotovs. He gets stuck on a railing, and he's just going back and forth. And Ostrich notices that there's a room across the way. So he jumps over there. The wolf stops being broken and kills him. He respawns in front of me, like, as the operator, and I look down. And he turns around to me just to be obliterated by the hammer. And, the weirdest part was that the wolf broke so hard that he teleported up to that little room that Ostrich was hiding in.
Oh, Lord.
So what I did was I dropped down, because I didn't want the AI to figure out a path to the vent that we were hiding in. Because all he had to do was just walk around the glass and jump, and he would get to us. But no, he was stuck in the glass. And his little friends, I just knocked them off the edge, and they just stayed down there in the turbine. Still shooting at us, though. But, it finally came to the thing where, I put pictures in the Discord chat Never underestimate the power of ostrich cheesing. I'll always find a way to beat the game by any means without hacking. I don't hack. Yeah, me neither. The game just borks around us, and it just works. But every time I play with ostrich, something interesting happens. And I really wish... I really, really wish I was streaming that moment, because I couldn't breathe. I actually fucked up my voice.
Here's the funny thing about the Wolf's AI I've discovered. If you go above him in anything, and I don't mean just that room, I mean anywhere, any map that you can like stand above him without going to a second level, he won't fight you.
Nah.
He'll freak out and stand
He can't
there.
jump.
Yeah.
Well, no, he won't even throw his hammer. The thing is, the reason why he spawns with his little buddies is because they'll shoot at you. But it's entirely possible to get them to leave the wolf alone if you're doing certain things, or they can't reach you because they'll freak out like he will.
So, question: have you ever seen Markiplier's play of The Rake with his friends?
Kinda.
Do you remember that moment where the Rake borked and Wade just walked into the Rake as it was freaking out and didn't kill him? Do you remember that part?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty much what was going on with Ostrich and the Wolf. The Wolf was standing in the glass. He was not fighting. He was actually looking at me. His head was through the glass. Ostrich was right behind him, shoving his amp up the Wolf's ass and shooting him, and causing damage. While I'm on the other side of the gap, and my amp is like 3 grenades for primary, and then a ricocheting disc for secondary.
Jesus.
I have a new amp that I have built. I just need to finish ranking this one up. Anyway, I'm tilting upwards and I'm bombarding the wolf every time I have full energy. And he's over there giving him a void enema the entire time. And it takes us a while. But we managed to kill him. Gave the wolf a colonoscopy, yes. We beat the crap out of his little ads. And then we realized there were no infested or corpus anywhere near us for like 1,000 meters.
Jesus.
Because they tried to kill the wolf, and he just bitch slapped them. Like, the first time the wolf ever spawned for me, he was fighting 2 sentients, and he won.
That's the thing, but I'm going to be completely honest. Creating the wolf was the biggest mistake ever because, okay, I enjoy the fight and I enjoy. My God, never again, please. Wolf was just.
The thing I didn't like about the wolf is they put him on a stalker mechanic.
Yeah, which was bugged, by the way, and he wasn't spawning for a good 2 weeks.
Like, he would spawn for snow occasionally. For me, he would spawn constantly, and I hated it. But for everybody else, he just hardly ever spawned.
There are times during when that happened, I went stalker/wolf farming. Or hunting, essentially. By going into capture missions, you stay for 5 minutes, and then you leave.
Mm-hmm. He did not spawn.
He did not spawn, and I swear I ran about 50 of those in one night.
I even joined, because he seems to really like me. Didn't spawn.
No. All I got were syndicates that showed up.
What's funny is that, like, the mission right after I left you guys, he spawned. I was so pissed. Because every time he would spawn for me, it was when I was ranking up a warframe. Or when I wasn't equipped to handle that. I was equipped for, like, infested or corpus, not Grenier or sentient.
And speaking... Sorry, I saw something stupid. Yeah. So, again, to kind of get us back on track for a second. So, now that the amalgams and everything have been introduced as a new faction of Warframe, what do you think the future holds for them?
In terms of what, again?
In terms of, like, new... Are they going to be the 5th faction in Warframe, like, officially, or are they just, like, a special...
The Tower of the Amalgams.
Amalgams.
The Amalgams.
I mean,
I bet they're going to turn on Alad.
I don't doubt it.
yeah.
It's
We're probably
it's
gonna
not
have to end up, like, probably the reason how the new war is gonna start out is probably we're gonna have to bail freaking Alan V's ass out of the situation he got him in.
exactly. It's
I'm
not like
thank you, Tenno, for saving me. I'll help, repay the favor,
Okay,
Scratch your back, you scratch
Fuck
mine,
off.
all that jazz.
I'm hoping there is a option. Just kick him out of the ship. But that's the thing. I think the amalgams for now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna deal with the amalgams for these 10 days. For the aura forma, this little event.
Mm-hmm.
Then the corpus might adopt using the amalgams, because maybe Alad will convince them to buy his shit, basically.
No,
And then
LT, that was the wolf turning on Alad. And whatever amalgams were nearby.
Yeah. And so, and then from there, I think every level will have amalgams spawning or appearing in the level. Not like Stalker, but maybe as like special units, like kind of how the Bursas appear, but not like nearly as pain in the ass, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think will likely happen, at least in terms of. Oh, I'm seeing the screen right now.
I'm showing it. That's what happened. Yep. Told you.
I don't know.
It took so long to kill him. We were having so much fun, but at the same time we were kind of pissed.
And he didn't drop anything important, which makes it all the worse.
What? I think he dropped a motor.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, told you we gave him a colonoscopy.
But so yeah, personally, like I said, I like the amalgams. I love their concept. I'm hoping that when the new war happens, which God only knows when that's gonna officially, because it's DE.
It's got to be after TennoCon at least. We're probably gonna get the Empyrean before New War. To be honest.
Hold on, where is it?
Are you talking about the whiteboard?
No, I'm getting something. Just give me 1 second. HH, just go ahead and put this on screen.
It'll take a second, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, give me a second here.
The reason why I think Railjack is a little closer is just because they have said in a stream that it's further along than before. They're apparently still doing some, I think a lot of story stuff for New War and a lot of, just the level design.
Exactly. You say that, it's like...
Prime soon, Steve.
Yeah, let me just put that mod on and... Oh, look at that! It's been delayed again.
No,
You know what? I'm
gonna
gonna
go
make that permanent. Hello, Bob. Give me a second, Bob.
Here's how it's gonna go. It's gonna go Empyrean, it's going to go New War, and then it's gonna go Hydroid Prime trailer.
That poor Hydroid Prime. And we've got so many other primes already released.
It's so sad because, like, they've said that the Hydroid Prime trailer is animated. All they need now is Ballast doing the voiceover.
Right, the actor. I heard last I heard is that...
That what?
I said, last I heard, id Softwares, Bethesda, is giving them a hard time for the next Doom. That's what I've been hearing as of late.
For their next what?
Doom.
Doom Eternal. Because he was in the first Doom and people liked his voiceover for the narration. And there are talks that they want him to be a character for the game, but it is being stupid.
So basically,
But
he's being pulled between two companies to do work.
Exactly, with one company basically saying, we don't really care.
Well, this is going to be interesting in New War, especially if Ballas ends up playing a larger role and help. I feel like Ballas is going to end up helping us.
I don't doubt it. I mean, he's suffering as it is.
Yeah, I mean, he already gave us a paracesis. So...
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, for a second here, we actually rescue Ballas, and he actually starts coming around to our side? Like, actually seeing, it's like, okay, I'm starting to see why the Lotus liked you guys or something.
I'm not gonna make him my new space dad, though, after what he did to Umbra.
Space stepdad.
Space stepdad. You're not my real stepdad. Ordis is.
No, it's either Ordis or Umbra.
Could you imagine if we gave Ordis, like, a physical body?
That was actually
I've been
meant
saying
to
that for
happen.
years.
I mean, technically he did have one before he turned into a cephalon, but, you know.
One of the concepts that they brainstormed for the sacrifice was giving Ordis a body.
Yep.
In a way to help them find Umbra.
And another part was also, there was also the bit about the Umbra frames being a thing, where basically the Umbra Embers are they're Teshin's brothers in arms, his soldiers turned into warframes. That was the idea.
Space Papa.
That's why.
No, Space Papa is Stalker. I still love that part of the stream.
Ow.
I wonder if they're gonna when they're gonna release that mode. By the way, the
Stalker mode.
the stalker mode.
Yeah.
We already know the answer to that. AJ, bring out the card.
Prime soon.
Exactly. But but that's what I'm kind of saying. It's just that DE has they come up with concepts, but sometimes those left by the wayside, which is kind of sad.
I mean, a lot
have
of
a lot
companies
of
do
ideas.
that, really. But the thing is, like, compared to DE, a lot of companies will hype people based on these ideas and then scrap them.
Yeah, where DE actually, says, okay, we can't feasibly do this one. We will do this instead.
They'll brainstorm the idea, and once the final thing comes out, they'll point out, we actually wanted to do this idea, but we just really couldn't. Like, they're honest about it.
Yeah. And hell, the idea of giving Ordis a body could still be a thing. It doesn't need to be locked behind sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you could even give him a sentient body if you really wanted. It's like semi-organic.
That might not turn out so well. Let's be honest here, it might not turn out so well.
Or you could give him a actually that would be an interesting.
Yes.
Giving him a frame.
Yeah, giving him one
to
of
fight next to us. So.
Half-Life 3. Thank you, Ostrich.
No, give him one of the frames you make. Actually, give him one of yours. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Or have him as a summonable, almost like a specter.
So, again, give Ordis body, please.
Give us something we
Ordis
can hug.
is Astro Boy.
Does anyone else love Ordis's or voice lines in the new mode? By the way, because I absolutely adore them. Because Alan's talking about oh, you're in my system 10.0, you won't hear about anything, and then Ordis says, oh, it seems that Alan's system has a back door. Not much of a challenge for Ordis now, is it?
Exactly. I was so
Shall
happy.
we listen in?
He's almost
such
flirty.
a dick. Yes, he's such a dick, and I love him.
Listen in. That part killed me.
Yes. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that if the amalgams do become a faction within Warframe, it is one that's maybe aligned with the sentience, so we don't have to run a boss fight against every sentient soldier we meet.
Well,
Give them basic grunts.
Well, considering from what I've seen with using Umbra on the new modes, they do seem, to take that extra damage from the Umbral mods.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, technically they would be classed as Tau sentients because they do take damage from those mods.
Well, then when the new war comes in, it'll be fun to fight them.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Alad was shipping some of those off to wherever Nata is.
Oh, I don't doubt it for a second.
Yeah,
I mean,
He's
let's-
essentially helping her produce an army, and then
Exactly.
he's letting us fight these amalgams to get battle information on them. We're helping him, which is bad.
But we're destroying his profits, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It swings and roundabouts.
On one hand, our enemy's getting stronger. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about the fact that the Ropalopolis can freaking one-shot us, unless we're in operator mode.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
actually, here's the thing. Actually, I think that's a mechanic in the game. Like, he actually adapts his forces and things to the player. Because the first time I fight against his forces in the game mode, I breeze through like nothing. Second time on my own, every single terminal had a nullifier effect on it, and it destroyed my armor. I think if you play solo, Alad actually does.
We're talking about the boss, not the.
No.
Ropalopo.
I know. I'm saying that what you mentioned though could also be a mechanic already implemented, like Alad learning from the player. That's what I mean.
Well, I mean, he outright says it to you during the rope list fight about, please destroy this thing. It's helping me collect data to know where its weaknesses are, essentially.
LT, she says it during the boss fight. The design, like the design of the old type of sentience doesn't work. And she even points out that, like, old sentients, aka the ones that we've been seeing on Lua, they wither at our abilities. They're way too weak.
The void is poison to them.
Yeah. But the amalgamations, they're spared, partially. They're not...
Yeah,
the fact
because
that they have...
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that they have organic in there probably helps.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I mean,
now
we're
that
a
you
fully
mention-
organic being.
Well, now that you guys mention it, thinking about it a bit more, I think that once you mention it, you start seeing
Stop. You're roboting.
Hold
As you were
Give
saying,
it a second. Am I coming in now, or is it men?
it's still a little robot-y.
Yeah.
I'll come.
Plus, another thing too is that the sentients, a lot of them can't reproduce.
There we are.
So
What I was saying was, do you guys think it's possible for the that the sentience we're having will be just phased out? You know, like the Combalist, the Vombalist, all those things.
No, the Vomvalist.
You know what I mean.
Probably.
I feel like maybe if they're older designs, they're slowly dying out as we're killing them. So
Like I said, if we're just like, if they're gonna get rid of them and we'll just fight more like amalgam like enemies, I'm happy for that. I'm willing to face it. Like, bring it on. Oh Jesus. Bring it on! Bring it on! I fucking hate. I love that line and I hate it.
Oh dear gods. Oh no.
Anyway.
I have Primetime open in the background.
Oh jeez.
So someone did a Magic Mike poster reference using Warframes. Oh boy, LT, what are you gonna show me? If it's a dick, I'm
Hey.
blocking you.
I do have one quick question.
Yeah.
Anyone else notice the names kind of come across really well, like Dr. Seuss names?
Kinda, yeah.
yeah, they do like the Ropodopolist.
Yeah.
Now let's see, as I look at the wiki about all the different names of all the amalgams. Now that that's actually updated now a little bit. But they still haven't put pictures next to them, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, though.
Oh, they'll get it soon enough.
Someone has even drawn like an anime. Yeah, I was looking at that LT. Someone has drawn an anime poster of all the male Warframes, and Wukong looks like a generic anime hero.
Okay,
And then
so
there's
we have
Valbin in the back, who's just an old dude.
Okay, so we have the Alkonosts.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the sentient crewmen. We have the Hekwits, which are the sniper units. We have the Kukumats. They're drones. We have the Mechanists, which are the ones that let out a AoE and they can deploy ospreys. We have the Amoas, which, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Ospreys and the Satyrs. And then the other ones include, like, the Arca Heket, Cinder Mechanists and Phasmos, and Battleists. Yeah.
Alright. I think that covers everything about Warframe, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
More details as we play more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cover it more, I believe, next week, once we get a full grasp on everything.
I still need
Once
to
I
get
also-
the Wisp chassis. That's all I'm missing.
I'm going to build the weapons, since the resources for the new resource drops so readily, so...
Yeah.
I can build all three, and then shoot people.
Pew, pew.
Alright, so... I think that
Well,
covers
that's
that.
it for the Warframe section. I'll
Yeah,
keep myself
so...
on for now.
Alright, thanks
Have a
for
nice
being
one.
on
See you in
time.
Warframe later.
Alright. And now we're on to our last topic of the evening. And that is the Sinking City. AKA a Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh boy.
So, a new trailer dropped, referred to as the Locations trailer. And it gives us a pretty good idea as to what's going on, really. Basically, the Sunken City... okay, so basically what happens is Lovecraftian cataclysm event occurs and basically kind of destroys the world. But humanity continues with the supernatural. Your detective character is coming to the city called Oakwood. Yeah, I'm kind of creative, I know. With the objective of finding out what triggered the event. Heading straight for the source. And from there, it's basically just to investigate this huge open world. And so far, it looks pretty crazy. And it even showed a, what's the word? It even showed a new game, a bit more gameplay. So it isn't just like the detective and the shooting, but also we get you suit up in a diving suit and go underneath the town. And it's horrifying. The best way I can describe it is, if you're afraid of the ocean, stay very afraid. Stay very, very afraid. The suit itself is actually kind of cool. Oh, actually, here is an image of it. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. It's actually based off a very old diving suit design, which I, again, kind of shocked. Under the water, there are some very squid-like creatures, so it's...
Prime soon is still there. Oops.
Fine. There are some underwater creatures, like squids in the source, so expect combat under the water, as per usual. A few more characters were kind of shown off a bit. One of them is very clearly a fish person from the Shadow over Innsmouth stories. The guys that have a fish-like appearance. They're apparently part of the society now, living normally, and people really don't bat an eye at them, which I find, again, I kind of find it refreshing, but also kind of okay, this is slightly creepy. like, here, I'll go ahead and show this to you, just so you can like get an idea of what kind of people will be dealing with this world.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, he's Fishman, and soon he'll be thrown into the ocean and then eaten. So yeah, and apparently your protagonist, the detective, is he can go mad, like he's dealing with madness, but somehow he's able to keep himself together. And I don't mean like he's some special chosen one. No, more like, okay, take a deep breath, relax, wait, that kind of thing. Not like, let me pray to this altar, which again very I find very refreshing overall.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game looks promising. It's a lot more. It's following the same general steps like the Call of Cthulhu game that came out a little while ago, but it's also like doing its own thing, which I'm all for. Like this, I always love it when people make something from an established IP and really make it new and creative. Not rehashing the old. And I can't wait to see where this goes, really.
Yeah.
And you can all be certain that when it comes out, there will be a Revs review on it. I'm going to be giving my honest opinions on it, like saying buy, pass.
Again.
Yeah, so it'll be like a buy, rent, or pass kind of thing. But yeah, I believe that's about everything, really.
Yep.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, we've made it to 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Still crazy.
I'm gonna say this now.
Mm-hmm.
Before you, because we're pretty much doing the outro right now. The bank thing did not work. So the links down below and the creeper face down below, it's gonna take a lot longer for those to start working. I'm pissed about it, but the bank I had joined was pretty much a glorified PayPal. When I tried to open my account, it asked me to select a bank to transfer money to open an account. So it's pretty much PayPal.
Yeah.
So I have to go back to trying to restore my old bank account at my old bank that lost my login information.
Oh boy.
I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it at all. Like, their times are so weird. Like, when I do try to log in at the times that they tell you where it's supposed to be working, it tells you that you should be logging in at the time that you're supposed to be logging into instead. So I'm not happy. So yeah. We swear, we do copyright things in this show, but we're not being paid for any of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a very long time before we actually start doing that. I am working on it.
A long time, if ever.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for, bearing with us in these turbulent times. And, again, I can't thank you all enough for tuning in and watching the show up to 50 episodes. Really, that means a lot.
Right now,
Thanks.
like, according to Restream, we've had, like, on and off, 10 people total. 4...
Hey!
Currently, we're at 9. We have 4 in Twitch and 5 on YouTube.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks to everyone who's watching, really.
Mm-hmm.
And, whether you're the 5th or the 100th person to watch us, thanks all the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
For those of you on YouTube, this is where we're going to end. I'm sorry to say. But those of you who are on Twitch, we're going to host our good friend Lycan Alpha for however long he's streaming for. Thank you, Dark6, for lurking. I don't know if you'll be streaming tonight. I hope it's Sea of Thieves. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and by the way, tell Lycan I said hi.
Will do.
I got one message to share with you guys.
Please don't.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Real quick. From someone who's both a viewer and a friend to join you guys, it's a fun ride and happy to be with you along the way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Really, thanks. All right.
Here's to another 50.
Thank you.
I'm tired.
We all are, but
Yeah.
like I said, thanks folks for tuning in. This has been Left for Random Talk, and we will see you all next Thursday.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay, guys, just you and me. We're gonna host Lycan. I'm sorry for those of you on YouTube. The links in the creeper face, they don't work yet, as I've already said. I'm tired. I want to go play some Warframe. Have a good night, everybody.